This is WWE superstar Drew McIntyre, and you're listening to the WWE Podcast.
The champ is
the one that everybody wants, me.
Lynch is going to WrestleMania. Claymore! Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass.
This is my idol. You're going to acknowledge me.
Welcome to the WWE Podcast Mailbag. It is Thursday, July 28th, 2022. Mr. and Mrs. Casual Wrestling Fan, the main event of the show are coming up very soon. I'm going to get through the voicemails, and then, of course, we'll get to the real reason that you're listening to this show. And Mr. and Mrs. Casual Wrestling Fan are going to join us right after we have only a few voicemails, so it's not going to be a long appetizer before you get the main course. And we hope that you join us throughout WrestleMania, or rather, SummerSlam week. I don't know why I keep saying WrestleMania. I've been doing that for like a month, but it is SummerSlam week, only a couple days until SummerSlam itself, and that means we have wall-to-wall coverage. In fact, Mr. Casual Wrestling Fan is joining me tonight for a full preview and prediction show that'll be dropping late in the evening. I believe we're recording around 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, so after we record and then I, going through the editing and things, probably more towards 11:30 or midnight that I'll be dropping it. So most of you will get it on Friday morning, but that is what's going to be happening for SummerSlam preview. But of course, the actual event itself, I still am up in the air as whether or not I'm going to be able to watch it live with things going on at the household here, but we'll see. And then the review show for SummerSlam is going to be coming to you as quickly as I can humanly get it to you. Of course, it's going to depend on whether or not I watch it live and all those factors, and sleep deprivation and children waking up in the middle of the night and all that kind of stuff. And so I will do my darndest to make sure that you guys get it as quickly as possible, because I know after we all watch the show, you want that instant reaction. You want to hear what somebody else thinks. You want to go live. You want to all these things. And I definitely have considered in the past doing a live actual show through Blog Talk Radio and getting your live feedback, and maybe that'll be something I do moving forward. But the problem is, even if I was able to watch everything live, by the time I go on the air, it's like 11:30 sometimes, and it's just so late that I don't want to fall asleep on the mic, and I want the review show to be quality. So anyway, I want to thank you for joining me here on the WWE Podcast. We do ad-free shows, if you haven't heard. It's WWE Podcast on Patreon. So patreon.com/WWE Podcast. $1 a month. $1 a month. And it's a great time to do that because we have a 24/7 Discord server chat area that only patrons have access to, that you can be a part of during SummerSlam, which means if you want to give your opinion live, we also have a voice chat area on Patreon. There's a voice chat area where you could speak if you don't want to type, but you get to see everyone else's reactions, including contributing to the conversation. It's a lot of fun especially during those premium live events. It's so much fun. So I'd really encourage you. That's something you get access to. But one other thing that I would say, and I will dive right into the voicemails as we always open with, the housekeeping stuff, but it's important, is the fact that I do an hour-long video show that is exclusive to the DuPont network. It's a free network to sign up for. It doesn't cost you anything. Okay, it's 100% free, and it gives you free streaming television with certain shows, as well as this show exclusively that airs every Saturday at 8 p.m. for an hour. You don't hear anything. This video is not put on YouTube. It's not put in audio form on this feed. It's nowhere else but there. And you can sign up for free. I'd really encourage you to do so at DuPontNow.com. That's DuPontNow.com. DuPont now.com, DuPont now.com. The DuPont Network, they have done a great job of giving you guys video on demand for free, live TV for free. And I'd really encourage you, as we go deeper into the wrestling season and actually start to think about WrestleMania, including SummerSlam stuff that leads to WrestleMania. A lot of stuff that'll happen on Saturday, one or two things you can guarantee will lead all the way to WrestleMania. It is going to be WrestleMania season before you know it, and it's a great place to be because you get exclusive 1-hour video from me that's nowhere else, and it really does help out their network as well. So consider signing up It's 100% free. DuPontnow.com. And again, Saturday at 8 p.m. Now, this Saturday isn't exactly great timing because SummerSlam, of course, is Saturday night. So you may be competing. And I know that SummerSlam is way more important. But that is something that I'd really encourage you to do. And it would help them out, help me out. And I would encourage you. So, okay. Let's dive into the voicemails, guys, and then we'll get to Mr. and Mrs. Casual Wrestling Fan. So let's start. I believe this is one of the Kyles. So let's find out which one it is. Here we go.
Hey, it's Kyle from Baltimore. So I wanted to talk about the Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair feud and why I think Becky should win the championship back at SummerSlam. Because ever since WrestleMania, Bianca has done absolutely nothing since she became champion. Kind of reminded me of when she became the SmackDown champion. As well, she's been a very boring champion. I felt like Bayley carried that feud when she was feuding with Bayley, and I feel the same with Becky right now. So, like, Becky is carrying this feud. I don't know if it's because Becky's a better talker or she just has a better presence and she knows the character. She had like 3 different personalities, whether it was the man, Big Time Bex Now, or the Last Kicker. Bianca just been in EST since she was on NXT. So I think, this has been, yes, people may like her, but as a character, there's nothing there. She's just repeating herself and she keeps saying the redemption story to what happened to her at SummerSlam. I was thinking to myself, when she said that, I was like, Bianca, you had your redemption when you won the championship at WrestleMania. So I don't know what you're talking about. So she makes no sense within her promos. That made no sense last week. I don't know what she was saying. But yeah, point is Becky should win the championship back at SummerSlam because it makes so much sense. Becky's the most popular. If Becky's more popular than Bianca Belair, I think that's a problem. If you're Bianca as champion, so put the title back on Becky and just do a double turn. Becky as a baby face and Bianca at the heel. But that's it. They try to call it. Bye.
Yes, Kyle, this match at SummerSlam is so interesting to me on a number of levels. Now, from a wrestling perspective, I know, everyone knows from a wrestling perspective in ring, there is going to be no issue with quality. It could even be a match of the night contender. No doubt about it. But the issue here is not the match quality, never in question. And really, when you look at WWE's roster, match quality is very rarely a problem. It's always story and character depth and logic. But this one here is so interesting to me from the perspective of crowd reaction. And as you said, Becky Lynch and her popularity, there's something here that's been going on for a while. As you said, last year she was a SmackDown Women's Champion, and that was wonderful. And I think she actually had a much more successful, more fun, crowd-supported run than this time. This time she has felt anything but exciting. She's, like you said, all she does is repeat the same lines. She even came out when Becky came out this past week on Raw to confront her. All she had to say to Becky was, I'm the EST. It's like, you've been saying that for 2 years. Like, enough. And I think the fans have had enough as well. But if that's all you have to say, you're the greatest, you're the fastest, you're the best, you're the smartest, you're the bestest, shut up. Like, enough, And the crowd reaction is starting to follow suit with those flaws that are becoming very apparent in Bianca. And when I say flaws, I more mean like it's a cool gimmick, and it's amazing they've been able to make it a babyface gimmick. And it's a testament to creative and really more to Bianca to be likable with such a heel gimmick. But to me, they have squeezed all of the babyface juice out of this current version of Bianca that they can. And they've had nothing else to do. They don't know what else to do. And I think they've been treading water for this double turn at SummerSlam. If Bianca outright beats Becky at SummerSlam, I think people are going to be pissed. I think there's a general feeling that Becky is more exciting, more fun as champion. Now, we just saw Becky drop the belt, like a few months ago? But Becky's more fun as champion. She's a better promo. She changes her look up. She changes her character. She always evolves in her promos. Fans respect that. It's really also the music that they haven't changed is really hard to hate. It's a fun babyface music. Becky's inherently difficult to hate because she is the one that the fans elevated to the main event of WrestleMania. There's the respect factor there. There's a lot here. And think about this. If they do the double turn here, and I absolutely think they should, absolutely think they should. It would refresh Bianca instantly. Becky already isn't really hated. People don't want to hate her. It's the Stone Cold Steve Austin turn all over again. And you have the other side when you look at SmackDown, where we have, of course, Liv Morgan and Ronda Rousey. And people are also wanting to do a double turn, or not a double turn, but have Ronda turn heel there. I think Liv should be babyface, no doubt about it. But I think Ronda turning heel is already in the works, organically or maybe by design. The purpose of me saying that is, I think you're going to have at WrestleMania, finally, for the love of God, one-on-one, Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey. No third party, okay? We finally get to that, and it's Ronda as a heel, Becky as a babyface. End of story. And you could do the turn here at SummerSlam. So I think that's what could happen. Maybe one of them interferes in the other's match. It's possible. You know, maybe they're both at the event. People, haven't heard anyone say that. I don't think it's a likely scenario, but it's possible to get them to WrestleMania, because SummerSlam, as we've seen in years past, at least one or two scenarios that happen at SummerSlam lead all the way to WrestleMania. So that's a possibility. So if you turn them both back to the roles that they both belong in, of heel for Becky, or rather heel for Ronda and babyface for Becky, you've got a WrestleMania match set up 6 months, 7 months in advance. But yeah, Bianca as a heel is so much more exciting to me. She's boring as hell, and I've ranted on too long about this. So, Kyle, you got me all fired up about this. Let's get to the next voicemail.
Hey, man, this is Justin from Maryland. Just want to get my thoughts on a couple of topics heading to SummerSlam this Saturday. So first, I want to touch on Seth and Riddle. I definitely enjoyed when Seth came out at the end. I kind of knew it. I thought that he would cause a DQ or something, but I knew that he was going to at some point come out. So I enjoyed his little interaction with Roman. It gave me goosebumps because I'm looking forward to them having another program. But I enjoyed Seth attacking Riddle. I'm hoping it's not a sign that Riddle's going to win, because normally the person that gets the one-up before the pay-per-view loses. But hopefully Seth wins, because he hasn't won a pay-per-view or a big match in a long time. So hopefully he still wins. I think they're going to put on a good match. But I feel like Seth needs this win way more than Riddle. I feel like Riddle, because Riddle just took the pinfall in the tag match. So I think Riddle will, recover after a loss. But hopefully Seth wins. Next, Edge. I was kind of disappointed he didn't return, but it looks like they're setting that up for SummerSlam. I don't know. Do you think that he'll return when the match is over, or he'll return during the match to help them win? Because I feel like Judgment Day, they've been kind of iffy with me. Like they just lost another match, even though it's by DQ they lost. But Rhea came back, so they got their heat back when they attacked the Mysterios. And I like how Finn was like, "It's not your anniversary, it's my birthday." That was a great line. So hopefully the Judgment Day wins, and then Edge comes out after and then beats them down. So, and also, I like how Rhea attacked Aaliyah, Mysterio's daughter, because apparently she's dating Buddy Matthews, and I remember that kiss. So I feel like that was a good little story. But finally, Alexa Bliss, she gave a promo saying she was going to challenge the next champion. So hopefully we do get her and Bianca. I don't think she'll win, because I think Rhea's going to take the title off her, but hopefully, I definitely want to see Alexa as champion, but Rhea, I don't know. It's either Rhea or Alexa, and I want Alexa to feud with Rhea too, because that would be a good story. They're both dark characters, so looking forward to that down the road. But yeah, I like the Alexa program. I like her promo, and I like how she's going to go after the next champion. So that's good. So I think that's it.
Justin, what's going on, buddy? I hope you enjoy SummerSlam, and looking forward to hearing your thoughts next week. It's going to be a lot of fun next week. I'm sure that there's a lot to look forward to, I have to say. I know that a lot of people aren't very particularly interested when you look at this card on paper. But I think there's going to be some surprises. There has to be a couple of returns. To me, the most... I'll get to your questions in a minute. I don't mean to veer off already. But I think the two returns that are the highest of likelihood are Bayley and Edge. And to your point about Edge, yeah, I think that what they should do, as Edge is nearly guaranteed to return at SummerSlam, it makes the most sense, is have him beat down the Judgment Day after the match. Because the Judgment Day will probably win by hook or crook. Rhea gets involved, and then you have Edge return. So the lights go out, whatever his new entrance, his new gimmick is. I don't know what it is or what the hell it is, because we didn't get any teaser of weird stuff last Monday night about, some cryptic video. That actually didn't happen. But it has to happen from Edge, and there's still a small chance Bray Wyatt could also come out. I doubt it. I'd give Bray Wyatt a 2% chance. I'm still holding out hope, but it's more than likely it's Edge. And with that said, I think Edge, whatever his gimmick is, it's going to be babyface. I'm still not on board for this at all. Now Edge is going to get a big reaction, but Edge was so damn good in the Judgment Day. What are they thinking? It's going to be fun to see what Triple H envisions with this whole thing. I want to see what Triple H does now that he's at the head of creative, and he's the head of creative a week before their second biggest pay-per-view of the year at SummerSlam. It's a hell of a spot to be in, but maybe he just adopts whatever Vince was going to do. We'll never know. But Edge returning is going to be a lot of fun. Riddle. Now, obviously, you didn't get the news before you sent that voicemail, given that Seth and Riddle aren't happening now. Seth Rollins and Riddle is not happening at SummerSlam. Riddle is quote-unquote injured. It's a storyline. It's not in reality, which means Seth has probably a mystery opponent. Seth's new opponent will be named at SummerSlam. Who that could be, I don't know. Could it be Cody Rhodes? Who knows? I doubt it. Cody Rhodes just had major surgery. It's nearly impossible. I doubt it. Unless Cody Rhodes has some kind of superhuman healing powers, it's probably not Cody. But they're going to get to Cody and Seth part 4, probably towards Rumble, SummerSlam, if you're on the timetable that is normal for that type of surgery and recovery. So Seth and Cody is going to happen probably part 4 at Rumble or Mania. But who his opponent's going to be at SummerSlam? Honestly, I don't know. But whoever it is, they better have a good reason for getting rid of Riddle on this pay-per-view. Could it be Randy Orton? Could Randy Orton be the one? Randy Orton may be the one. We haven't heard much about Randy. So if they get rid of Riddle, they must have a bigger name involved here. Because it can't just be some unnamed or somebody that doesn't have anything going on. But even if it's Randy, that means Seth loses again. Seth losing is something that we've just become accustomed to, but keep rooting for them to turn it around. And I think Seth, if it's a mystery opponent, I don't know. You would imagine it's Cody Rhodes, because Cody Rhodes did this to him at WrestleMania, where he was the mystery opponent for Seth at Mania, which is why Seth said he lost. But again, injury-wise, it's almost impossible. So whoever it is, I just hope Seth wins. He needs a big win on a big stage. I'm tired of him beating Ezekiel and people counting Ezekiel as some kind of notch on his belt or something he can put on his resume. So I think that it's kind of disappointing Riddle and Seth isn't happening, but at least for now, I'm sure that they'll get to it. So, and Alexa Bliss, yeah. Can we put her in some kind of match that actually doesn't have her just beating Nikki Cross or her Nikki ASH or beating Doudrop? Can we get Alexa in something relevant? It's been years. She spent 2 years backstage in a playground or being mesmerized by Lily or in therapy, and she'd have a match once a year. And now she's back with Lily, still inexplicably, and then she's declaring that she's going to go after the next women's champion, which I like, but I'll believe it when I see it. All right, Justin, thank you. Let's get to a next voicemail.
Hello, everyone. This is Memphis Mark coming to you from Mullet Manor. Had to take a week off there, do a little dad stuff, so got to catch this last week's show. We're on. Man, I'll tell you what, I keep thinking they're trying to build Montez Ford up in the mold of Shawn Michaels. I'm not sure about that, but, Does seem like it. And then what almost was the malfunction at Betty's Back Junction. Becky had the wardrobe malfunction and almost lost the back of her clothing, which I thought was pretty funny. She kept going on, just like Montez Ford did when he broke his nose, man. Hey, give him credit. That man was still flying around with a broke nose, man. And real quickly, Cody getting the prestigious ESPN award at the ESPYs, and that's usually held out for whoever's done the most for the WWE that year. It's kind of like a congratulations if one of the, Stephanie or somebody didn't want to go. And Cody got it. So I was pretty surprised about that. And a little quick wrestling history on this day. Dusty Rhodes, which was announced out of Minnesota back then. I believe this is in the early 80s. Tried to ride a bull at a local rodeo. Yeah. Well, it didn't go so well. He lasted 1 second. 1 second. So, lasted 1 second. I'm going to cut this a little short. Everybody spay and neuter. Rescue if you can. This is Memphis Mark, and I'm out.
Yes. There he is. And guys, Memphis Mark is now our NXT review co-host. Really glad to have him be a part of the team here. He will be reviewing NXT moving forward every week. So really glad that he can be an official part of the team here. It's going to be a lot of fun to hear his perspective because it's always great. I mean, it really is. I'm not just blowing smoke. It is. I mean, it's so cool to have somebody that's just so filled with wrestling knowledge that would put most of us to shame, especially historical knowledge, which is kind of what knowledge is, right? All knowledge is historical. See, I'm exposing my stupidity. But thank you for Memphis Mark for giving us that little bit of tidbit. How many people knew that about Dusty Rhodes? Probably zero. Okay? And it's imagining Dusty Rhodes on a mechanical bull is definitely something that is believable. That 1 second was probably his extent of the at the time on that bull. But as far as the malfunction of Becky Lynch's wardrobe, I mean that happens from time to time, and I'm sure the teenage boys out there are like ooh, right? As I did when I was 15 to 18, right? It's kind of what you did. And you're like, oh, wait. And, there have been some slip ups. Even Stephanie McMahon had a slip up at one point for those that are interested in looking that up. But yeah, I mean, Becky Lynch did did the best they could with those things. And they know it's going to happen from time to time. But the broken nose from Montez Ford, man, I can't wait. I will say until Montez Ford finally breaks away. It's not going to happen yet. Hell, they could probably win and likely will win the undisputed tag team belts at SummerSlam. But once they break up, I'm looking for Montez Ford to go just shoot straight to the moon here. I mean, Montez Ford has so much charisma. His athleticism, as we all know, is next level, otherworldly. And he's kind of the underdog. He's a smaller guy compared to most, but he's muscular small. And so many guys paving the way before him have broken down a lot of those barriers, but he can still be viewed as the underdog. And his promos would be filled with passion. The guy is just a walking cartoon, and I mean that in the best way, in terms of just like he's larger than life. So I'm looking forward to them breaking up. But in the interim, there's still some juice left to squeeze out of the Street Profits tag team. There's still some left. I don't think there's a lot. I mean, I'd say 50% or less. The juice is already gone. But all right. So thanks, Mark. Looking forward to hearing your next NXT review, which, by the way, guys, his first one is already up, so check that out from this week. So let's get to our final voicemail, and then you guys get the main event here. You get the main course, Mr. and Mrs. Casual Wrestling Fan, after we get through this next voicemail. So here we go.
Hey, this is the heel of the show, Mr. Dennis McGinley. For the camel face talking, donkey butt waving, Mr. Casual Wrestling Fan. That was my music intro. Matt, did you hear that Triple H might be making Raw a 2-hour show? I think that might be a good idea. I just thought I'd I want your thoughts on it. Another thing is, this past Monday, I saw a segment where they showed Cody Rhodes, and he looked pretty good for after surgery. I have one question. Was the injury that he had on the show storyline, or was it real? To me, it seemed more storyline than his heels real quick. Anyway, so all of your donkey butts and camel faces looking cockroaches, go bow to your TakeOver show himself. I'm out.
Oh my gosh. Dennis, I felt the struggle. I felt the struggle in your voice for trying not to cuss on the show, and I appreciate it because it would have caused me more time to edit. So I felt it. You were using as much PG language as you could, and I felt it. It was like, oh, he's gonna go for it. He's gonna, and you didn't. You said something that was more family friendly. So, but have I heard about Triple H wanting to bring Raw to 2 hours? I've been hearing about that since he was, COO. It's something he has said that, the third hour, he's alluded to it, that the third hour is just exponentially more difficult given that it's a 33% longer show. And that third hour, he said, is just killer. And I totally believe that if that's true, he would want that to happen. Now, it's not just his call. That would be something going up all the way to the top with Nick Khan and Stephanie and the board of directors. That's a major decision. And actually, Vince would have a say in that because he's the majority shareholder. That's a major business decision. That's not a day-to-day creative. Vince, as the majority shareholder, would actually have a say in that. So, well, people love that or not. But that said, I think that everyone universally, from the people who set up the pyro to the stage, to the ring crew, to the referees, to the travel agents, to backstage, to creative, to obviously the wrestlers, announcers, fans, everyone unanimously at once would say, for the love of God, please, 2 hours, please. More is not better. Now, they did it because of their perceived ability to create more revenue, because the longer the show is, the more ad spots they can run, the more money they would make. However, if they reduce the show to 2 hours, they could focus on quality, which increased quality would typically mean increased viewership. Increased viewership would mean that those ad spots that do run in 2 hours instead of 3 would be more expensive for advertisers to run, which means they could make their third hour loss or more if their ratings go up. But that's the benefit. Of course, quality, not just filler, which is a lot of Monday Night Raw at times. So, Dennis, thanks, buddy. All right, everybody. Let's move on to Mr. and Mrs. Casual Wrestling Fan and see what they have to say this week. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Of course, I'll be back later tonight for your SummerSlam preview and prediction show with Mr. Casual Wrestling Fan himself. So that's going to be a blast as we cover the entire card from top to bottom. So let's get to them in terms of the mailbag here. And don't forget to sign up for the DuPont Now Network, 100% free. You get to watch me every Saturday at 8 o'clock on top of actual free TV. They've got free television. Great quality, by the way. DuPontNow.com, 100% for free. All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Let's get to Mr. and Mrs. Casual Wrestling Fan. And you know what I'm going to say, guys.
Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? It's TakeOver time with none other than Mr. Casual Wrestling Fan, and I got my beautiful wife, Miss Casual Wrestling Fan, with me live here in studio. That's right, we're in the studio now. Shout out to you. How you doing today, my love?
I'm doing well.
That's right. We're going to read some emails. We're going to read some predictions. We're going to read some rants. And guess what? We're going to have fun doing it. So if you listening to this, welcome to the SummerSlam TakeOver edition by yours truly, Mr. and Mrs. Casual Wrestling Fan. And we're not going to waste any time because Matt has already gave us a couple emails to start with. And the first one comes from the Casual Wrestling Crew's own
Detroit Kyle.
Detroit Kyle, what's up, buddy? See, I forgot. I ain't gonna lie. This guy's a wrestling fan with the assist.
I saved it.
Hey, she did. Shout out to Detroit Kyle, man. Hey, we like Detroit Kyle. Shout out to Detroit Kyle. And we're going to get straight into your letter, Detroit Kyle, in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everyone. Detroit Kyle is back in your emails. Yes, sir. It's an exciting times in the WWE right now with all the changes going on recently, like Stephanie McMahon and Nick Khan being the new co-CEOs, and Triple H taking over head of creative and talent relations. WWE changing their rating to TV 14 soon. And of course, the biggest news of Vince McMahon's retirement. There's a lot to look forward to in the WWE. With all this news, I thought it was appropriate to quote one of the most influential and boundary-breaking factions of all time, Degeneration X.
Alright, so I'm going to do this one, you guys, because this right here is for none other than Detroit Kyle, because if you write it, we read it. So, that's what we're going to do. Oh, you didn't know? Well, your ass better call somebody. Hey, I need the music for this. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Detroit Kyle and the Mr. and Mrs. Castle Wrestling Crew proudly present to you, it's your WWE podcast, World Champions of the World, with Mr. Casual Wrestling Fan and Miss Casual Wrestling Fan and the Casual Wrestling Crew. And if you ain't down with that, we got 2 words for you, and it ain't acknowledge me. It's suck it. Ha ha. Now on to your letter, Detroit Kyle.
Now, on to SummerSlam. I will go through my predictions, and then, as I love to do, I will give a little fancy booking for each match. Let's start at what I would call the bottom of the card. Pat McAfee takes on Happy Corbin. Pat will win, and Corbin will move on to pick up on some other babyface. I enjoyed Pat's match at WrestleMania, and I think he and Corbin can make this entertaining. Honestly, though, I don't even have any fantasy booking ideas for this very predictable match. I would just like to see some big change in Corbin's character soon.
Yeah, I'm tired of Happy Corbin, but he said Pat Matt wins, and Vegas agrees with you, sir.
Another match I don't care too much about is Logan Paul versus The Miz. Logan will probably get the win here and then receive a vicious beatdown from Miz and Ciampa, my bad. After the match, I can see AJ Styles maybe running in to save Logan during his beatdown to help get the crowd behind Logan. WWE is desperately trying to get Logan Paul over as a babyface, but judging by the crowd's reaction on Monday Night Raw this week, that is going to be nearly impossible. After Miz delivered his skull-crushing finale on Logan, the crowd was cheering one more time, so WWE will have to do something drastic to get Logan over with the fans. If I was booking this match, I would not have AJ involved, but rather I would have Ciampa turn on Miz at the last second and have Logan and Ciampa beat down Miz. Nobody cares about either of these people winning, so why not shift the focus onto Ciampa turning face with Logan? I think fans would really get behind Ciampa and therefore behind Logan.
Okay, well, we're going to start off with the Logan Paul pick. Vegas agrees with you. Logan Paul is a heavy favorite to beat The Miz.
Unfortunately.
Number 2, I'm going to be honest, because me and Miss Casual fan talked about this. I don't see Logan Paul getting over as a face. He's got heel heat. He should be a heel. Him and The Miz should work together. They should be teams. I'm okay with him and Logan Paul and Miz turning on Ciampa. I don't care. But as far as Ciampa turning on The Miz, we know Ciampa from NXT, so we actually know who he is. But if we didn't watch NXT and we were just WWE fans, we wouldn't give a damn. He turned on The Miz at all. So I think all 3 people are kind of irrelevant. The Miz is probably the biggest draw out of all 3 of them. And if I'm booking it, I'm putting The Miz over.
Me too.
That's my call. But if I'm picking, that's for a different at a different time. But
next,
let's keep going.
We have Riddle versus Seth freaking Rollins. This is a fight where most people really want to see Seth win, but I predict Seth loses another match here, with Riddle eating a pin from Roman on Monday night, and Seth beating him up afterwards. The go home math adds up to a Riddle win at SummerSlam. I can see Riddle and Seth having one or two more matches similar to Seth and Cody's feud. I'm predicting that Riddle wins the first two matches, and then after Seth wins the third match, Cody returns to take on Seth again. If I'm booking this match, I'd love to see KO get involved with this feud. Whether it be to defend Riddle, to convince Riddle to create bro KO, which I am so behind, or KO can come out and prevent Riddle from winning because he turned KO down. Either way, this match has great potential to be a banger.
Alright, assuming that the rumors aren't true that Riddle is actually hurt, which is the current rumors, and that
is a rumor.
And the match is postponed.
Yeah.
If this match does go, I mean, I got Riddle winning.
Really?
And who's the favorite? And I think Riddle's the favorite. So.
I had Seth. What do you know?
Riddle's your favorite. I don't see Riddle losing. I mean, I don't see Seth winning. I guess that's more the truth. I don't see Seth winning. If I booked it, I'd have Seth lose. I mean, I don't feel like Seth needs to win. You know? For all you people out there, sorry, mini rant.
I mean, he is a superstar.
Mini rant. For all you people out there that saying, man, Seth need to win a match. Seth lose all the time. Seth is established. Seth don't need to win nothing. Seth can lose every match in 2022, and he's still a threat to be the champion in 2023. Seth's in a great spot. He's credible as hell. Hey, we riding with Seth Rollins, but I think Riddle wins the match if they have it.
Over to the women's side of things, the Raw Women's Championship will be Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch. These two had my personal favorite match of WrestleMania 38, and I can't wait to see them go at it again. Possible show stealer. My prediction is that Bianca retains her title, but she does so via hook or crook and heel tactics. And we finally see the double turn we've all been waiting for. Becky turns back babyface and Bianca turns heel. My fantasy booking would be to have the double turn, but have Becky win. And as Becky is holding up her new title, out comes Asuka to beat her down, yelling, "No one is ready for Asuka." Then we would have a triple turn with Asuka turning heel.
Oh, man. All right, well. Who did say he's going to win, though? Who was his pick? Who's your pick,
He
Detroit
said Bianca
Kyle?
would retain.
Okay. He said Bianca for the retain. Guess what? Detroit Kyle. Vegas agrees with you. Man, as far as the turn goes, I would like to see Bianca turn. But this is the only problem I have with it, because it feels like to me sometimes fans, they latch on to something they hear. Yeah. Oh, double turn. That sounds good. I don't want to see Becky face. I think Becky's where she needs to be. She's in a Seth Rollins type of role where she's cheered even though she does heel work. You can't beat it. She done told you she ain't no little blue choo-choo. So she damn sure ain't finna turn face. And I wouldn't want to see her face. You guys know, y'all been listening. Miss Casual Wrestling fan has been a Becky Lynch fan since she came back on Cloud 9.
Yep.
Miss Casual Wrestling fan hadn't liked what she was putting down because she wasn't being heel. But she's now doing great heel work. Leave her alone. Now, as far as Bianca turning heel, I'm for that too. Bianca will make a good heel. Only problem, you got a whole lot of heels. You know, who would face Bianca to take the belt off of as a face? And I know everybody's yelling at they listening devices right now.
Oh, most definitely.
And I still want to see Becky. I want to see Bianca Rhea. I'm still here for that.
Yeah.
Rhea just came back. I'm here for that. Or I'm okay with Bianca losing to Rhea coming in or something. I'm cool with that.
Okay.
But
the other women's match on the card is the SmackDown Women's Championship with Liv Morgan and Ronda Rousey. I'm predicting Liv retains the title here, and we see a return of Charlotte to challenge her, or Ronda. I agree, by the way. If I'm fantasy booking, my dream would be for Bayley to return here and get involved, either with the match itself or start a feud with Liv or Ronda. You really could go either way with Bayley's character, since Liv and Ronda are both baby faces. Bayley could either challenge Liv for a title shot, or she could interfere to make Ronda lose and start a feud with Ronda, and that frees up Liv to defend against other people on the roster. The possibilities here are endless, but I believe the outcome of Liv retaining is predictable, especially considering Ronda fought so hard to convince WWE to allow her to drop the title to Liv. She wouldn't accept taking it right back.
Or would she?
Or would she?
So let's be honest, you guys. Now we're finna break it down. Alright, Vegas, he said Liv wins. Mm-hmm. Vegas agrees with you. Liv is the slight favorite. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't see Liv beating Ronda clean. I don't see a clean victory for Liv here. So it would have to be some type of interference, because they obviously not gonna turn Liv heel. So I could see a Bailey coming out just to interfere. I don't know. It seems slimy. You know what I mean? Even Charlotte coming out to challenge Liv. I mean, Liv isn't credible. She doesn't have any credible wins. And I don't think SummerSlam is going to be the place where she gets one over Ronda.
No.
I mean, I don't see a credible win for her coming. I think this will be, if Liv wins, it won't be clean. If Liv pulls it out, somebody will interfere. You know, I don't like real-time Liv. She's not credible. But I'm not going to rant. Keep going with this love. But Vegas agrees with you.
The undisputed tag team titles will be on the line again as they are defended by the Usos against the Street Profits.
Usos?
These two teams tore the house down at Money in the Bank, and I expect the same at SummerSlam. The Street Profits have been involved with the Usos for quite a while now because they are really the only tag team worthy of challenging the Usos at this moment. I predict the Usos will retain their titles, and the Street Profits might show some signs of splitting up because of the loss. But if I'm booking, I would have the Street Profits win here and the Usos start the downfall of the bloodline. More on that later. The tag team division is in desperate need of development, especially since RK Bro is no more. That can be done easily by having the titles be put on a few other teams to bring some depth to the division, which has been top heavy for a while now.
Alright, who he said is gonna win? Who was the pick? Usos, right?
Yeah, Usos.
But he said he wants the Street Profits. He was booking it. Yeah. Profits. Alright, well, the Usos, Vegas agrees with you. They are the favorite. I like the Usos. I like the bloodline. You guys know that. Miss Casual Wrestling fan. You like the bloodline.
Yeah, they're cool.
So I want to be honest with you guys. Now, I like the Street Profits, but it's time for them to split if you ask me.
Yeah.
I'm not ready for the downfall of the bloodline. I know a lot of people, once again, yelling at your listening device. How are you not tired of it? I'm not. You know, you guys have been spoiled. Period. Wrestling fans are finicky and spoiled.
I agree.
You're used to champions changing hands all the time. Well, guess what? Deal with it. Acknowledge him. Deal with your tag team champions. And everybody said they want to get rid of the brand split. Well, guess what? There's no more brand split in the tag team division. And it's not really, I think you got plenty. Well, you don't got a lot of teams, but you got teams. You got more than normal because both the belts on one team. So, I'm rooting for the Usos. I'm ready for the Street Profits to break. Angelo Dawkins okay, but Montez Ford is a star. That man spread his wings.
I like Montez. He's got a lot of spunk in him.
He does.
He's a really great talent.
He does. Hey, they could turn Bianca heel and let her start talking to Montez and start telling him he could start a group and he need to lead the baggage behind.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Hey, I'm with that.
Because we all know we listen to our wives,
that's
correct?
Right. Yes,
okay.
All right, let's keep going.
Another title match on the card is the U.S. Championship match between Bobby Lashley and Theory. This seems like an easy prediction here, with Bobby retaining his title. If I was gambling, I would put my money on Bobby all day. That's my prediction. But if I'm fantasy booking, I've got wild plans. My idea would be to have Theory win via heel tactics, not clean. Then I would have Theory use his briefcase to take on Brock. I'll get to that later. And win the undisputed titles as well using heel tactics because he can't beat Brock straight up. Theory becomes the youngest WWE champion ever, which is currently Brock. I know, crazy idea, but this is how I would do it.
All right. He said Bobby's gonna win, correct?
Yeah.
All right. Vegas agrees with you. Bobby is the favorite, and if we remember from last PLE, Theory was the favorite, but I said I don't see Theory beating Bobby, especially clean. And I'm in the same boat. I still don't see Theory beating Bobby. We talked before the show about Theory possibly winning all the belts, getting the U.S. belt, then cashing in and winning. I mean, that would be a great story. But we got one problem here. Vince McMahon is gone. You feel me? Who's your daddy? He gone. So I think it'll be a tough night for Theory. It was a tough night for him on Monday. They're gonna have another tough night on Sunday. I'm predicting that Theory loses every damn thing. He lose the briefcase. He lose the U.S. Championship. Hey, that's how I see it.
Since I mentioned the undisputed WWE Universal Championship match, let's talk about that.
Let's talk about it.
My prediction is that WWE will have Roman retain, probably for the next 300 days, LOL.
Yeah.
So he can get to that important 1,000 days as champion level.
Mm-hmm.
But as you just read, if I was booking, I would do something way different. I would have Brock win the titles off Roman here after a long and brutal battle, because I think he's literally the only person worthy of beating Roman at this point.
Brock Lesnar.
Also,
hold on, come on, Detroit. He said Brock Lesnar's the only person that's
worthy person.
Oh, you
not
crazy.
the only person.
Oh, you crazy.
Worthy.
Come
person.
on, Detroit Kyle. We gotta do better than that. I mean, I don't like Drew beating Roman, but I'd much rather Drew than Brock.
Oh yeah, I love Drew.
I'd much rather Theory than Brock.
Honestly,
give me Cody over Brock.
Theory's just got it, man.
Give me Seth over Brock. I think there's a lot more credible people that we could put than Brock, but go ahead.
Most definitely Seth, because there's history there. Mm-hmm. But anyway, Also, Paul has been talking a lot recently about how Brock has ended a lot of other historical streaks, so it would be fitting for him to be the one to put an end to Roman's reign. Also, all the previous Monday Night Raw, Roman told Theory specifically to bring your briefcase with you to SummerSlam and make the right decision. That, to me, sounds like Roman is telling him to challenge Brock and not Roman. After Brock wins, Theory comes out and challenges Brock and takes the title off of Brock. Then on the following episode of Raw, you see Theory talking a bunch of smack about how he beat both Bobby and Brock in the same night. And that he is now the youngest WWE champion instead of Brock. Brock and Bobby come out separately and both use their champions rematch clause to challenge Theory to a rematch that night. Theory loses all of his titles and goes back to the bottom to work his way up again. Oh, and this allows Roman to disappear for about a month again, LOL. With all that being said, though, I predict WWE will go to the predictable route and have both Bobby and Roman retain. In theory, either not cash in or fail his cash in.
Alright, so who he said gonna win the match now? Look, Detroit Kyle say he's gonna win the match. Detroit Kyle. That was by the way, while she's looking to see who you said was gonna win the match.
I'm sorry, that was a long one. Kyle.
While she looks that up, I'm gonna talk about your fantasy booking here, sir. Now, I ain't gonna lie, Bloodline fan here, sir. We the ones. You know what I'm saying? Roman Reigns. As I said earlier, wrestling fans are spoiled. You're spoiled. You used to new champions every 3 months.
Well, he said it at the last sentence.
What?
He said that he thinks that Bobby and Roman will both retain.
Okay, there it is.
So he did say that.
Alright, so he says Roman's gonna win. Guess what, sir? Vegas agrees with you. Guess what? Mr. Casual Wrestling Fan agrees with you. Miss Casual Wrestling Fan agrees with you. That is a lock.
That's a wrap.
Now, as I was saying though about your fantasy, it sounds good. But guess what? What sounds better? Roman being champ this time next year.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Now, since we talking about fantasy, I'm gonna give you a 30-second fantasy booking from Miss Casual Wrestling Fan. Roman keeps the championship until next year's SummerSlam, which will put him around 1,050 days, give or take, and then I'd have him drop it, and then leave TV until the Royal Rumble, come back, win the Royal Rumble, and go back for the belt, and win the championship again at the next WrestleMania and be champion for 2 more years. You're getting spoiled, fans.
Yes.
They're spoiled, babe.
I It happens.
You're spoiled. You want a new champion. Man, we want a new champion. Guess what? A real champion you gotta beat. When the Patriots, listen to football function. When the Patriots are champions, everybody, man, I'm tired of them being champions. So what? When the Yankees are champion, I'm tired of the Yankees being champion. So what? Do something about it. Oh, you can't. Because you the twos and we the ones. But you part of the Casual Wrestling crew, so you part of the ones too. All right, let's keep going with this love.
There are my predictions, and I hope you enjoy my fantasy booking ideas. Speaking of fantasy booking, I think SummerSlam is the perfect opportunity to bring back some much expected talent to WWE. There are so many possibilities. Charlotte, Edge, Bobby Roode, Cody, Bayley, even maybe Bray Wyatt, or John Cena, or The Rock, who have all had rumors around their returns. Heck, if I'm Paul Levesque, or Triple H, sorry guys, I'm immediately calling Sasha and Naomi, and I am begging for them to come back. I would pay them anything they wanted because I love them both and miss them dearly. If you guys could see anyone coming back at SummerSlam, who would you want to see most? Is there another name I didn't mention? Let me know. I would love to see WWE swerve us and change the trajectory of multiple stories and characters and throw us some surprises. I'm really excited to watch and see all of my predictions go wrong, as they usually do, ha ha ha. But that's okay, because I'd rather be wrong than see WWE be predictable. This SummerSlam has the possibility to be something amazing. I forgot one match for my predictions. The Mysterios versus Judgment Day. I probably forgot about it because I don't really care to see this match again.
Who do?
I predict the Judgment Day to win this match, and Rhea will interfere. That's about all I have to say because we've already seen this match, and the Mysterios won. So I guess the Judgment Day gets this one. Who cares, really? I don't even care to fantasy book this match, haha. But I wanted to make sure it was included in my predictions. Peace out, everyone. P.S. Matt, you need to join our fantasy football league that Michael Ritter set up.
Yeah, it is. Join up, Matt. Shout out to my boy Detroit Kyle. Now let's go to your last point first. Judgment Day versus Mysterios. Judgment Day goes over. Vegas agrees with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Judgment Day wins. I think we see Dom finally turn on Ray. I mean, I think that's the culmination. Ray's going for the hot tag, and he goes to tag, and Dom just gets off the apron and just looks at him and shakes his head no. As your boy Damien and Finn Balor come in and clean him up. And then Dom comes in, and he's the one that gives him the concerto to the head. Now I want to say, I don't like Finn in Judgment Day. I know a lot of people probably shocked. I want arms and a hair Finn back.
I do. Demon Finn.
Yes.
Yeah, Demon King.
I'm not really
Prince,
feeling.
my bad.
Yeah. I
like the Prince.
I'm not really feeling this heel Finn. I don't like it. I mean, I'm going to be honest. You know I'm a heel
I'll call
low.
it the purple disaster.
Yeah. I mean, the Undertaker like.
And what is with Damian Priest over here taking Undertaker's trench coat and cutting the arms off as if he was Bill Belichick?
And making it shiny.
And making it shiny to fit his style. Like, hold on, man. Can we at least not copy robes?
He think he in Moana.
What's next? Somebody coming out with Ric Flair's designs? Like, come on, dude.
Please don't.
Be original.
On point though, he asked us who would we want to see come back.
Okay.
One implies that we can fantasy book, sir. So that's what we're gonna do. Who do I want to come? If I could pick anybody, give me MJF. You feel me? But honestly, no, that ain't gonna happen.
As a want and how I think is that.
Well, he said want. So do you want a Bray? You want the Fiend back?
I would want that, but I mean,
if we saying want, I want the Undertaker back then. How about that?
But I want somebody who's recent, probably Charlotte. Like, I love Charlotte. She'll be in town this weekend for her dad and her hubby.
Ric Flair last match is the next night.
Here in Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville lit
We're
this
Smashville, you guys.
Smashville or Cashville, whatever you want to call it.
Whatever you're into, whichever sport.
Hey,
there's a name for it, buddy.
We got it all. But this week is Nashville Wrestling. Don't listen to
it's
Trash.
Nashville Mania. That's what it is.
Don't listen to Trash Man Twitty. He don't know nothing about it. He talking about he go to Portland wrestling shows. Come on down here to Cashville, buddy. We got the Starship 5-Star Cast 5 wrestling convention right now with all them little wrestlers you can talk about.
Undertaker, the Wild Horse.
Hey, Wild Horse Saloon.
Man,
you got
gotta
the
catch
Undertaker.
that.
Then you got SummerSlam.
Yep.
Then you got Ric Flair's last match the very next night. Then we got Bianca Belair in our local town, Laverne, Tennessee, signing autographs. It's lit in Nashville.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good weekend.
So shout out to all the little wrestling fans out there. If you're looking for a good time this week, come on to the
Nashville is the It City.
Hey, we the It City. We doing it.
Yay. Yes. Thanks, Matt. I like to wipe him out, man.
Yeah, it is. He done sent us some.
He's the best.
So,
who's next?
And speaking of, as I said earlier, shout out to Detroit Kyle. You part of the Casual Wrestling crew. Shout out to you. And if you're listening, Michael Riddle, are you listening? Guess what? Thanks to Tommy S. Shout out to Tommy S.
Yep.
And shout out to Detroit Kyle, who you just heard from.
Yep.
You, Michael Riddle, I have now been accepted into the Casual Wrestling crew. Shout out to you. Now, with that being said, we're going to move on to our next level. And this comes from none other than Alex, the French guy, our current WWE Podcast European Champion of the world. And we're going to get straight into your letter, sir, in 3, 2, 1.
Yo, Casual Wrestling couple. Your current European champion here, Alex the French guy. Mr. Casual Wrestling fan, as last TakeOver show, what do you think of recent booking of Gunther?
Gunther! Gunther, I like Gunther, I ain't gonna lie. Oh, he asking. I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I like Gunther. Yeah, I like to smack them chops.
That's all he likes.
I don't like what he doing the Ludwig though. Like I don't feel that.
Kaiser?
I don't like how he doing Kaiser right now. You supposed to be a team, link up, do the team thing, and be happy with that. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. We're gonna be honest right now. It's funny because as we watch wrestling with our daughter, and I have to sit up here and explain to her why he keeps hitting his friend, even though his friend won the match. That's funny to me. Daddy, why he hit him? He won. Well, he didn't win the right way, baby.
You gotta learn a lesson. Anyway,
keep going.
On a more serious note, with everything that is happening, we all have the feeling that it is the beginning of a new era in WWE. With that in mind, what is your favorite moment of the PG era?
Alright, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I ain't really like the PG era like that, but if I'm picking, let's see, if I pick some Roman stuff, everybody gonna be mad, but I'm still gonna pick some Roman stuff. I don't care. Roman win the belt, how about that? Roman versus Jey Uso, Hell in a Cell, how about that? Roman WrestleMania versus Daniel Bryan and Edge because he kicked their ass, how about that? I mean, take your pick. I'm on Roman wave right now. All right, Randy and the Fiend, that was a good match. Undertaker AJ, that was a great match. I know you said PG era, I'm giving Cole era. So what? It all runs together.
Hey, AJ and Undertaker, that was kind of cool.
I know people don't like cinematic matches.
I know they don't, but that was actually awesome. I'm sorry, that was different. It gave us something in a different view.
It did. And I'll take it all day long, twice on Sunday. Yeah, we'll take that.
Mine would have to be the rise of the Yes movement in the culminating point of WrestleMania 30. Au revoir.
Au revoir, buddy. Now, that's the first guy we got. Not Daniel Bryan fans. That's all right.
No,
Bryan Yeah. All that.
Brie Bella's husband.
Yeah. But shout out to Alex, the French guy, buddy. You keep writing in. Guess what? You write it, we read it right here on the WWE SummerSlam TakeOver Mailbag show. And we're going to go on to the next person. And it's going, we got another Casual Wrestling crew member.
Yeah.
Dr. BGB. Shout out to the resident physician here with the Casual Wrestling crew. And we'll get straight to your letter, Dr. BGB, in 3, 2, 1.
I'm back.
Woo!
You guys are back. What a time to be alive.
That's right.
Here with the number one couple of the wrestling podcast world, Mr. and Mrs. Casual Wrestling Fan. Hoorah!
Hoorah!
This is the certified one of a kind doctor of the casual wrestling crew.
That's right.
Say it with me. Dr. BGB.
Shout out to you.
Now, it's my favorite time of the summer for two reasons. One, I'm on the beach enjoying some vacation time. Two, SummerSlam. Now, without further ado, I want to hear your thoughts on what match are you both looking forward to most.
All right. Pause. What match are you looking forward to most? I mean, I'll be honest now.
Becky and Bianca. That's what I'm looking forward for.
Becky and Bianca will be a good match.
Yes, it's going to be interesting.
Uso Street Profits will be a good match. I mean, I know people don't like Roman Brock, and I'm gonna be honest. I just want to see Roman win. I mean, I want to see Theory's antics. Anything with Theory is gonna be interesting. I want to hear the fans boo Logan Paul.
Yes.
Yeah, I ain't really care about Pat McAfee Corbin, but I don't care about Liv Ronda. But yeah, I can agree with you, Becky Bianca's probably the best straight up match on the card.
Interesting, at least.
Yeah, on the card. All right, Uso Street Profits, that's interesting too. But yeah.
Mine has to be Rollins versus Riddle because they will burn the roof down in the ring.
Well, it ain't no roof in Nissan Stadium, but we get what you're saying, sir. Now, assuming Riddle ain't hurt, so that's why we didn't look at the Riddle Seth match. Assuming Riddle ain't hurt, they gonna have a banger.
Probably. And my next question is, what match do you think will be the surprise of the night with the outcome? For me, it's Bianca versus Becky. I have a feeling Becky could regain the championship. I'm glad somebody's with me.
I have a feeling.
Let me know what you both think about those questions. I just have a few things left to say.
He said Becky's gonna win. Mm-hmm. Vegas disagrees with you, sir. That's Bianca is the favorite, but Mrs. Casual Wrestling Fan
agree with you.
Agrees with you. I'm gonna be honest, sir.
We're not alone.
I think it's a toss up, and if you can see our paper right now, my name ain't beside no name because I don't know who to pick. So I'm gonna be honest, you guys. Becky Bianca, that's a toss up. That's a coin flip. Mm-hmm. But for the record, Bianca is a heavy favorite. So.
Mm-hmm. Number one, acknowledge your tribal chief, Mrs. Dennis.
Miss McGinley.
Or else. And if you don't, we got 2 words for you.
Suck it.
All right. This is the doctor signing off until next time. I'll chat with you all real soon. I'm out.
Hey, shout out to the Casual Wrestling Crew's number one physician, Dr. BGB. Hey, the Casual Wrestling Crew, we quick to tell somebody, suck it tonight, ain't we?
Yeah, you are.
I love it. Shout out to the doctor. We like that
awesome,
boy.
Man.
And guess what? Everybody listening in, you can join the Casual Wrestling Crew too. You want to know how? You got to be invited. Ha ha. Ask Michael Riddle. Ha ha. But we're going to keep it moving. So shout out to the doctor. Hey, we like these letters, don't we?
Yes, we do.
We're going to keep it moving. Let's go on to our boy, none other than Grim Reefer.
Yeah.
Boy, you got the coolest name. Grim. Hey, Grim, you the coolest guy ever. Hey, I'm going to be honest. You know he declined joining the crew? He hurt my feelings. He declined us. But shout out to Grim Reefer. You cool as hell, man. Guess what? Matt told me all the PG words I can say. So I'm going to be a little loosey-goosey tonight. So y'all hearing a little profanity. It's not getting edited out. It ain't nothing bad. But shout out to Grim Reefer. We're going to read your letter, sir, in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Casual Wrestling Fan. Grim here with SummerSlam spoilers.
Whoa!
Liv versus Ronda. Meh. I'm not really bothered about this outcome. I can't stand either. Mm-hmm. But if I have to choose, I'll go with Ronda. At least she doesn't cry every 5 minutes.
Hey, did I tell you who the coolest guy?
She cries so much, doesn't she, man?
She a cry baby.
That's the only reason why she's there now.
What did Becky say to her? Cry baby Liv.
Cry baby Liv. I love her accent.
So I'm going to say this, y'all. This is why Grim Reefer cool. Guess what? Liv Morgan is not credible. Period. Keep going.
Not even professional.
Not
anyway,
even. Cry
Miz versus Logan Paul.
Again,
meh. But I'm going with the Miz.
Vegas disagrees with you, sir.
Ooh.
They going with Logan Paul, who is a heavy favorite. And just to rewind, he said Ronda was going to win. Once again, Vegas disagrees with you. Liv is a slight favorite.
Bianca versus Lynch. I want Lynch, but I don't think they'll have Bianca lose twice in a row at SummerSlam.
So who he picking?
He said he wants Lynch.
He wants Lynch, but
it alludes to Bianca.
Alright, so Green, you didn't tell us straight out, so we're gonna just assume he said, I want Lynch, but I don't think Bianca's gonna lose twice.
That's fair. He's like you.
So which one is he saying though?
It sounds like he wants Becky,
but he thinks Bianca's gonna
WWE
lose.
is gonna give it.
So we're gonna go with it like that, sir. So if you're picking Bianca, then Vegas agrees with you, and it's a tough match. I'll say
it is. It is with the history. Pat McAfee versus Corbin.
Pat Mac.
Hard one to pick. I'll say Pat Mac.
Pat Mac. Pat Mac's the favorite to win, sir. Vegas agrees with you.
Bobby Lashley versus Theory.
The Almighty.
I say Theory wins with a cheap shot using the briefcase. I predict a big night for Theory.
Alright, he said Theory for the win. Once again, Vegas disagrees with you, sir. And I'm gonna be honest. We have heard several, I don't know if you guys are patrons, most of y'all patrons. We've heard several patrons say that they think Theory's gonna win illegally. So hey, we're gonna see. A lot of people agree. What do you think, man? You think Bobby's gonna lose?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, see, even Miss Calderessa fan.
I hate it. I'm Team Theory, y'all. I cannot help it.
I like
this
Theory.
boy has potential out of this world, and you guys who don't see it will see it. I promise you that. He's not going nowhere.
Nope.
Yeah, Daddy's gone, but guess what? He's fixing to be adopted by Triple H and Stephanie. I can tell you that. All right, moving on. They're not gonna let a talent like that go to I'm sorry, in another platform unnamed.
AEW.
Oh, I didn't know we were allowed to say their names.
We not sponsored by WWE.
Okay.
Let me chime in for 1 second. I totally agree with you about Theory. I mean, Theory is a primetime player. He's in like 4 or 5 different storylines right now with 4 or 5 different people.
At 24
years
old.
He's cold on the mic.
Vente.
He a bad boy. So yeah, shout out to Theory. I don't think he's gonna beat the Almighty, but that's okay.
Yes.
Neither does Vegas.
Let's see. Did I do okay? Riddle versus Seth. This is a hard. I want Seth to win, but I don't want Riddle to lose. But I'm going for Seth to win. A return by Randy Orton is in play.
Oh, I like that. All right, now
too.
That match.
It's gonna be a hard match if it happens.
If Riddle isn't hurt,
I think it's a ploy.
Yeah,
Let's call it what it is.
Yeah, if it is fake news or work, if they will, I will pick Riddle. I mean, if I had to pick between Seth and Riddle, I'm going Riddle. Seth don't need to win. Riddle needs to win on the big stage, and
I'm going with Seth because no offense, like I don't like Riddle unless he's with Randy.
And I'll say that that's a person that really
hasn't.
That's a person that hadn't been rumored much to come back as Randy
I
Orton.
know.
Like, is he legitimately hurt bad? Is
I
his
think
back
so.
really hurt?
I think he really is hurt though.
But I say this: if Randy comes back, I want to see him RKO the.
Oh, you'll hear the biggest pop in the nation.
I want to see him RKO the crap out of Riddle. I want him to take Riddle's head off and say, "Hey, use your own moves."
Yeah, like more of a I'm walking on stage and hi, best friend.
Bam.
Bam.
And just get him. Just coil up and get him.
Yeah,
anyway.
That's typical bullish.
Hey.
All right, Mysterios in Judgment Day. As this is a no disqualification match, I have to with the Mysterios after help from a returning Edge.
Okay, I can see that. Who did he say gonna win?
He said
Mysterio.
Yeah.
Vegas disagrees with you, sir. They got the Judgment Day going over. I'm here for Edge. I wish they would have kicked him out the group. I like Edge in the Judgment Day, and I don't like Finn in the Judgment Day. It don't really fit him. I don't like the Judgment Day since Edge been gone, but now they got real back. It's like she has that edge. Pun. Edge has that edge. I don't think Finn and DP really fit. Damon Priest only works with Edge.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
The Usos versus Street Profits. I want the Street Profits, but it will be the Usos. Same boring finish.
Ooh, so now the 1D is not boring.
Sounds
one and
salty.
Done. You do, Green. I ain't gonna lie, you been cool up until that little shot. That's okay, man. Cause guess what? You the twos and we the ones. But he said the Usos to win, right?
That's right.
He knew who to pick because Vegas agrees with you and we agree with you, so that's a lock, sir. So hey, keep it going.
Reigns versus Lesnar. I want the championship from Reigns so bad, but this is Reigns winning, then Theory cashing in. But it is a failed cash in as Brock recovers, F5ing him, walking away for Reigns to crawl on him for the win. Cheers for now, Grim.
There it is. He picked Roman to win. Obviously, you know Roman Reigns is a favorite. And guess what? Who else could you pick? I want somebody right in and pick Brock. Why nobody right in picking Brock?
They're tired of seeing Brock.
They scared. They know Brock gonna lose.
Yeah.
Why y'all won't pick Brock? One person can't pick Brock. Too bad. All right, let's go on to the next person. This come from, we ain't gonna say your whole name. So this come from Nathan P. from Patreon.
Yeah.
So shout out to you. And I don't know nothing about you, but welcome to the SummerSlam Mailbag TakeOver show with yours truly, Mr. and Mrs. Casual Wrestling Fans. So nice to meet you, Nathan P. You can't join the Casual Wrestling crew right now, but at the end of your letter, we'll let you know if you get in the group. What's going on with this letter?
Just finished watching Raw MSG, and I have to say, I'm really impressed with the first show under Triple H. Although it always is a mini pay-per-view when they head there. But I'm really keen to see how his creative control pans out. Is Roman officially a face?
No.
He had that crowd in the palm of his hand, talking with them, agreeing with them. Roman and the crowd were feeding off each other. Heyman even dissed New Jersey to get a pop. The Bloodline were definitely not heels for the Raw show, and I loved it.
Alright, let me attack the first part. Now, I will say this. I know everybody's thinking that Triple H is going to take over and, oh, he's doing a good job. What you seen was a Vince McMahon show, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think, number one, I think people are giving Triple H too much credit or too much admiration to say, oh, he's going to change the game. He learned from Vince. He's a Vince McMahon guy. And yes, he was a wrestler, but guess why he was on top as long as he was?
I think we all know why.
Vinnie Mac, and I ain't crapping on him to say he don't deserve it and he didn't do work. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is expect the same. I don't know why everybody's expecting something totally different. Oh, it's going to be different now. It's going to be different now. It's still his family. It's going to be the same. Now, as far as the bloodline is always baby faces in urban markets. When they go to a more urban market that actually is fond of the bloodline, it seems like they're faces, and they come out there, like when they went to Miami or Atlanta and some of these urban markets. You get New York, MSG, even when they did the MSG show against Brock, and he blooded Brock. That's why they did it there, because the fans love him there. He's got love in urban markets. True?
Sure.
Look at their apparel. Their apparel is made to be worn by more urban people. I mean, and I ain't trying to break it down like mad. I'm just saying. But let's keep going with the level.
Next, let's talk about Theory. I'm with you, Matt. I see what you see in him, what Vince sees in him. He is a future star. But let's pump the brakes with him a bit. WWE has legitimately got Theory in 4 programs at the same time. Feuding with Bobby as the lead up to the match on SummerSlam. He's also involved in the Brock Roman story as the contract holder. He's feuding with Madcap over on SmackDown. And also, this angle with Dolph Ziggler. On that note, how stupid was it? Was Dolph has came out for the last 3 shows and cost Theory the win. And then Dolph has a match. Theory gets out there and get out back on him. I can't believe he didn't get payback on Dolph during his match. But anyways.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Yes, it is weird that Dolph had a match and they wouldn't let Theory go out there to kind of give him some same what you've been doing to me. Now, Theory, as we said to whoever who was talking to prior to you, sir, Theory is on another level. Is he not?
Yes.
Young, 24-year-old. He's doing great work. And I think he's going to be the man in the future. Now, I agree with you. It's a lot that because I said that again to the last person that, you know, he is in 4 or 5 different feuds, but that shows how good he is. He can juggle 3 or 4 different shows on 3 or 4 different feuds on 2 different shows, and it seems flawless. He's feuding with Bobby, even though they haven't really did nothing since after the last PLE. He's feuding with Roman and Brock, even though he's just a contract holder. I don't like the Dolph angle because I don't see a point in it. That's here nor there. But, you know, I like Theory, though. I don't like face Dolph. All right, let's keep going. I'm sorry.
Lastly, I wanted to ask you who the first ballot should and will be for this coming HOF. With Mania being Hollywood, do you think it would be Batista? Or do you think Triple H will be in as the first year of him being retired? Vince? And who do you think should induct Triple H? Until next week.
Alright. I can see Batista. I can see Batista getting inducted.
I can too. He deserves it.
Yeah, he does.
I can see Stephanie doing Triple H though. Considering everything going on.
That could be. You could have a lot of people do Triple H. God, you could have. I don't know. Who would do Triple H?
Shawn Michaels?
Ooh, Shawn Michaels would be a good person. Shawn Michaels, Diesel, Kevin Nash.
That's not bad. I like that.
I mean, Undertaker, for that matter. I mean, okay, not the Undertaker. But I'm just saying.
Thank you.
There's a lot of people that could induct Triple H.
Not Hunter. But alright.
But yeah, let's keep it pushing. I'm sorry. I don't mean to rant you guys. We just got a couple more messages. So we're going to knock these out. Okay. Guess who this one is?
Oh, no.
It's Miss McGinley, you guys.
I knew it by the look on your face.
Miss McGinley. So she showed up.
Hello.
So she been doing a lot of talking too.
Girl.
You don't even go here.
I had to. I couldn't resist. I love Bianca.
She been doing a lot of talking though. We ain't talking about Bianca. We talking about Miss McGinley.
Yeah.
She been doing a lot of talking. She delusional as ever.
Ooh,
you know
delusional.
what I mean? So we're gonna read Miss Little Delusional's letter. So we're gonna lead Joe letter because guess what, ma'am? You the twos and we the ones. Let's go.
Hey there to the Mr. and Mrs. Camel Face talking donkey butt licking. Well, that's rude.
And just so you know, y'all, that is not what he put on this paper. We just trying to make it seem like he know what he talking about.
I'm trying, you guys.
I wish I could screenshot it.
Like Mr. Casual Wrestling says, he writes it, I say it.
Yeah.
And if they don't write it right, I have to read it this way.
And guess what? She being nice to try to read it as nice as possible.
I'm trying. My voice helps. This, your heel of the podcast.
You ain't nobody's heel of the podcast. You just don't want to be. Don't know. Does Roman walk around and say, I'm the heel of WWE? No. Does The Miz say, I'm the heel of WWE? No. Does MJF say, I'm the heel of AEW? No. Only you suck so bad that you got to tell everybody you the heel. Keep going. You suck.
If you like males, if you like the other sex as in female, got that Mr. Camel, Mr. Dennis McGinley? I wrote in just a face-to-face you on the note. I know. All of your donkey butt-licking camel-face talking crew cockroaches, go bow to his head of the TakeOver show himself. You and your crew diss all you like, and I'll laugh it up in my dreams. I am out. Well, that was...
Your insults suck, boy.
They are.
Why your insults suck so bad,
Can
man?
we get a better structure in sentences? That'd be nice.
What's your infatuation with camel tongue?
I don't know. That's weird. He must like how rough it is.
What?
He must like how rough a camel's tongue is.
Donkey butt licking? What's up with all this licking going on?
He likes a lot of four-legged creatures.
Ma'am, you got to do better than this, man. See, I was going to take off on him. I was going to really let her have it. But you know what? I don't even think I'm going to waste my time.
We have to be nice to ladies.
You do.
You do.
But I'm finna call her punk ass.
Oh, no.
That's what I'm finna do. Hey, that's PG. I'm finna use my PG language.
Technically, he did say donkey in the email, so ass is pretty correct. So, anyway.
Can I say jackass? Yeah, that's what you are. There it is. What? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you are. A jackass. But that's besides the point. Point is, back on topic. I'm sorry, you guys. We had a technical difficulty. But I'm back on your ass. You ain't nothing, bro. You can't even talk. You can't even spell. You can't even write. Your insults suck. And you delusional. And guess what? I'm gonna mic drop you. I ain't gonna hurt your feelings. Should I hurt his feelings?
No, don't hurt it right now.
I ain't gonna hurt your
feelings.
We being non-binary. Their feelings. See, now Miss Casual Wrestling fan throwing shots at you. Yeah, you damn deal.
That was unintentional.
You getting even worse. What's going on?
Well, I'm confused too, okay?
I am too. Is he a miss or a missus?
I don't know. That's why I said there.
See, now we gotta watch ourselves.
Yes.
We not trying to insult none of the listeners.
No, of course
besides Miss McGinley.
Yes.
Because you a punk
He's our main target, guys.
That's
we
okay.
love everyone.
Hey, everybody in the Discord, if you part of the Casual Wrestling crew, just send him a pair of heels.
Yes, family members, do it.
There you go. See,
all right.
You know what? Nah. Let me get one more on him. All right, last one. Because he sit up here and talking about he want a match against me at SummerSlam.
Oh.
He that delusional. At SummerSlam. I'm going to be there. Where you going to be?
Well, I hope he wrestles better than he types.
He don't. You know what he sound like? A 60-year-old woman is playing like she a 30-year-old man. Get a life.
Sudoku. Anyway.
Playing shuffleboard. I bet you the cat woman, ain't you? You got 1,000,000 cats at your house.
He plays Yahtzee.
You let him lick your bum hole too, don't you?
Oh no! There's a new Beavis and Butthead movie coming, guys. You might want to check it out.
He talking about all this licking. Anyway, go ahead before I say some stuff.
Coming from your best, Randy the Patron.
Oh man, my bad. Hold on. Shout out. I'm sorry, Randy.
Yeah.
I totally got messed up by Miss McGinley.
Did, Randy.
Boy, hey, now
I didn't forget you.
Hold on, that's the patron. We took Randy off about 2 PLEs ago.
Yeah.
What's up, patron? Man, shout out to the patron. You one of the Casual Wrestling's first crew member to be real. Casual Wrestling crews only. We was the one that put you first off jump. We gave you the nickname Randy the Patron and then took off Randy to just the patron. So you know you one of our favorites. And we're going to get straight to your letter, sir, in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, Casual Wrestling family. It's the patron. I know, been a little bit. So, what are your thoughts on Vince retiring? Also, who do you think they will bring back as far as talent? Do you think Triple H will make Shawn run NXT full time?
I can see that. As far as Vince retiring, I'm gonna be honest, you guys. Now I'm gonna take away all his sickness. I'm not talking about nothing in the media. You asked me a direct wrestling question about somebody's job performance and them retiring, so I will answer that only. This is not about his personal demons or what he does in his personal life, but I will say wrestling is changing. Don't you agree?
I totally agree.
Wrestling will not be the same without Vince McMahon. And I know it's hard for us to think
but it was time.
Yeah, time or not, I don't think it was time. I feel like that wrestling will not be the same. Or maybe wrestling will be the same because he made the blueprint. But Vince McMahon changed the game when it came to wrestling. And I think that we will not value Vince McMahon until about 5 to 10 years since it's been him. And we start to look back on our past to say, oh man, wrestling used to be blank. You feel me? He gave you some of your top stars from The Undertaker. He created that gimmick, so I don't want to take nothing from Vinnie Mac. He probably sucks as a person in his personal life.
Man.
Yeah, all right, yeah, okay. Yeah, the gobbledygooker was a horrible idea.
That was hilarious.
But, and as far as Shawn Michaels running NXT, okay, I'm here for that too.
Also, just running questions of cause. I'm at the National right now, LOL, which is one of the biggest card shows.
No.
But do you think Zoe Stark will beat Mandy Rose for her title? And what do you think about Cora heel turn? That's it this week. Time to go and get cards. The patron.
Shout out to the patron. Let me say this: Cora Jay's heel. Wow. We ain't watched NXT in a long time. And who would have known Mandy Rose still be champion? So I say no. I don't think Zoe Stark.
Nobody else.
I don't think Zoe Stark's good enough to beat her. What happened to Ito?
I don't know, but I can tell you one thing. Mandy can drop it and me not blink an eye. Anyway, moving on.
But shout out to the patron.
Yes,
thank you so much for your email. Sorry we don't watch NXT, man. We be so busy.
We used to. We're just a family.
Soccer season has picked up for us, so we had to kind of fall off and get into our other parts. But anyway, shout out to the patron, and we're gonna move on. Let me make sure, because sometimes Matt say we got one more and we don't. Let's see.
Let's make sure from you guys, because we just love speaking with y'all.
Oh snap! Guess what? It's the last one.
Oh, man.
It's the last one.
No way.
Oh, we say the best for last.
As usual.
We say the best for last. Tommy S.
I was wondering what we were going to hear from Tommy S.
That's my guy. Tommy S.
I was like, did he not write in this week?
Hey, him and Detroit Cal kind of got me. You know, they part of the Cavs wrestling crew. Shout out to Detroit Cal.
Yeah,
Shout out to Tommy S. They said, man, you went on football function, you ain't shout me out. My bad, Tommy. We always shout out our Casual Wrestling crew members.
Yes.
So super shout out to Tommy S, man. You been there, you from like day 2. You know, the patient was day 1, you had to be day 2. So guess what? Shout out to you, shout out to Detroit Cal. And we're gonna get straight to your letter, sir, because guess what? Them other people like Trash Man, Tweety, and Miss McGinley, they the tools, and we the ones. Let's go.
Hi, Mr. and Mrs. Casual Wrestling fan. I'm actually looking more forward to your show than I am SummerSlam.
Ooh.
I just can't get excited for it, as there are so many matches that seem ho-hum to me. In the end, I am sure they will put on a great show, and it is always a lot of fun chatting with everyone in Discord. Speaking of Discord, please tell me that you are finally gonna let that little weasel, Miss McGinley, have it on this show. She has earned the wrath of the Casual Wrestling crew, and I'm looking forward to Miss McGinley getting what she deserves.
You know what? She deserved a whole lot. And you can rewind up a few messages ago, and I gave her a whole lot. I ain't gonna get, but guess what? We ain't gonna give her no more attention. We done with her. She a punk ass.
Of all the matches, I am the most excited for the Riddle Seth Rollins match. I think it's going to be a great wrestling match with a lot of close pins, and it's my pick for match of the night. Both of them can do so much in the ring, and this should be a classic.
Who he saying? Who he picked?
Well, he said he's most excited for Riddle and Seth.
Oh, man.
And he didn't really say who he thought was gonna win.
Well, we excited for Riddle.
But this is his match of the night pick.
Well, guess what? Your match of the night pick might have just got injured.
Yeah.
Assuming they not hurt, they would have a great match.
Yeah.
Who would you pick, Miss Casual Wrestling fan? Seth versus Riddle. We're gonna humor him.
Seth, man. I am a Seth freaking fan.
Come on, Seth freaking fan.
I'm rolling with the Rollins, okay?
Ooh, rolling with Rollins. You can't beat that, boy.
That needs to be a t-shirt.
Ooh,
Don't you guys steal my idea.
Rolling with Rollins.
I'm going to print it on the press tomorrow.
I like that.
Thank you.
I like rolling with Rollins. I even like Seth freaking fan. That's straight too. But rolling with Rollins, that's hard. But guess what? I'm riding with Riddle. How about that? I'm riding with Riddle. So hey, we got cool shirts. Y'all go to casualwrestlingfan.com.
Please,
you can get your Vegas Agrees with you shirt. You're rolling with Rollins. You're riding with Riddle. The players keep.
That's hilarious. I love it, man. All right, most of the other matches don't interest me that much. I do think the Usos versus the Street Profits could be a fun match with Jeff Jarrett as a special referee. I know most people, probably even Vegas, are picking the Usos, but I'm going to go against everyone and pick the Street Profits to win. Well, if they don't, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
If they don't, I think they will get into an argument at the end of the match, and this will lead to their split up. I really don't know what I want to see more, as I like them as a tag team, but I also want to see Montez Ford as a singles competitor. Either way, this will still be a good match, but I think it's going to be hard to repeat what they did at the last PLE.
Well, guess what? Vegas disagrees with you. Vegas says the Usos. Mr. Casual Wrestling fan says the Usos, and so does Miss Casual Wrestling fan.
I do agree with the Montez Ford thing.
Totally.
He has talent.
Montez Ford is the total package. I mean, he a bad boy. He's animated. He's fun to watch. He's hilarious. I like it. And yeah, they're the ropes. And I could see them losing. I could see them losing and then doing, a breakdown of argument. Because, even when his shoulder was up, it was kind of like a little back and forth about, hold on. You can tell, yeah. So, I would like for him to break up. I would like for Montez to go on to his singles career. And, I'm going to be honest, Angelo Dawkins not doing it for me. And I know everybody been saying.
I just don't know. I don't know what they say, but.
Yeah, I don't.
Great guy.
I don't think he'd make a good heel. I think Montez would make a great heel. I want to see Montez Ford heel. Montez and
if you got MVP in your corner, anybody can be a heel.
Come on. And, you know, like I said earlier, you know, to have Bianca start talking to Montez and be like, you don't need him no more, you bigger than him, and then she turned him heel and they turned on Angela, I'm with that. So, but keep going. I'm sorry, I'm fancy.
You're fine. I was going to give my prediction on the Roman versus Brock match, but Detroit Kyle told me that he already sent in his email, and we are basically thinking the same. So I will just say this. I hope this is the last time we see this match as a headliner for PLE. Triple H, if you're listening, please, please, please split the belts back up and move on from these two. I have rumbled enough for one email. Thanks to the both of you for all you do.
Hey.
Blessings, Tommy.
Hey, thank you, Tommy.
So sweet.
Thank you, Tommy S, for being a great Casual Wrestling crew member. We're going to get straight into your little email at the bottom.
Yes.
Shout out to Detroit Kyle again. Hey, now let's be honest, you guys. As I said earlier, I'm gonna say it again. If you've been listening this far, you're probably tired of me saying it. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Wrestling fans today are spoiled and finicky. You're spoiled because you can't take one person being champion for too long.
That's true.
Deal with it. Ric Flair was champion for like 3 years.
Well,
and he lost the belt, and he got the belt back for another 2. Deal with it. How long was Bruno Sammartino champion? Like 7 years. He lost the belt and got it back for another 5. Deal with it. It happens. 1,000-day reign is great, but when you have a champion that's good, you can't let it go. You guys ask me a question. He's a heel. Everybody writes in and say, I hate him, but he's got the highest selling merchandise in WWE. Does that correlate?
No.
WWE is a business.
Yes.
And they top heel, this double champion, is selling the most merch out of everybody. You think you're going to pull the belt off of him?
Oh, no.
Seth Rollins don't sell merch. Mm-hmm. Seth Rollins just now got a t-shirt. Mm-hmm. Does AJ got merch? Yeah. Riddle got merch, but who buying it?
AJ got gloves.
When you go to wrestling shows, I'll be honest. 85% of the shirts is bloodline related. It is what it is. Miss Casual Wrestling fan would have had a bloodline shirt that would have ran out of her size.
Man, sorry, I'm just not, you know.
But
I'm on the small side of the spectrum, exactly. And they run out of the small stuff, I guess.
So I'm gonna be honest, you guys. I know
summer.
Everybody's calling for WWE to pull the belts off Roman, but why would they? Why? He's the hottest thing you got on TV. Bloodline's the best thing going. Their apparel's moving like crazy. I mean, let's be honest. Triple H, if Triple H is listening, he ain't listening to the fans. He listening to the money.
Oh, yeah. And I don't blame him.
See, wrestling fans like to get on these little chat rooms and on these sites. I ain't knocking you. I'm just being honest. We're going to be honest right now as wrestling fans to do the same thing. We go in here and we vent and we rant about what we want. But guess what? If all the fans is buying it, they showing you what they want. Stop buying Roman's apparel, they'll pull the belt off of him. True?
Yes.
If people wouldn't buy them, if Roman Reigns ain't sell another shirt, I promise you, the next PLE against Drew, he lose. If people will stop New Day clapping, I promise you, they wouldn't see No Day no more.
Probably not.
You feel me? If John Cena could come out and get booed and stop selling John Cena apparel 20 years later, you wouldn't see him no more either. If fans didn't chant Goldberg, you wouldn't see Goldberg. And everybody says, oh, I don't want to see Roman Brock. Well, guess what? The money says you do. When they selling these tickets and they selling these pay-per-views and Brock Roman's the headliner and they making more money than they made ever, why would they give you something different? Because you tell them what they want.
They're winning.
Exactly. So money, we got to remember that sometimes. WWE is a for-profit organization, which means they're going to do what's best for profits.
That's right.
Roman Brock 100 is what's best for profits. You gonna see Roman Brock 100. But shout out to Tommy S. Sorry for that mini rant, buddy. We love you being part of the Casual Wrestling crew. Shout out to Detroit Kyle. Shout out to DJ Kuzmo. Shout out to Trash Man Tweety. Shout out to Permafire Kyle, who we didn't hear from today, but shout out to you anyway, buddy. Shout out, who else I'm missing? Shout out to Dr. BGB. Yes. Shout out to Grim Reefer.
Yeah.
Who else I forget? Shout out to Nathan P. Who else I forget? No, you like that's everybody. That's everybody.
Really, all the people
I think
who love us.
is that everybody? I think so. I said Randy Payton. We ain't shouting out Miss McGinley.
I wasn't even gonna mention him. I was gonna let you roll with the Rollins on that one.
You a punk. Shout out to Alex, the French guy. That's what we forgot.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody, the WWE European Champion. Shout out to everybody who wrote in and everybody who listens to us every time we come aboard. Now we're gonna quickly give you some of our picks. Now, you guys that listen to Matt know I'm gonna be on the review show coming up for SummerSlam, so you'll hear my official picks then. But we're gonna run through a few little picks real quick. All right, you ready?
Yes.
We're gonna be quick about it, you guys. All right, Mysterios versus Judgment Day. Who you got?
Shockingly, I said Mysterios. Because guess what? It's that 20 year. 20 if y'all don't know what that means in Spanish. But yes.
So, Mr. Casual Wrestling Fan got the Mysterios. Mr. Casual Wrestling Fan says Judgment Day with Dom turning on Ray. And Vegas says Judgment Day. Moving on, Pat Mack versus Happy Corbin. Who you got?
Pat Mcafee.
I got Pat Mack too, and so does Vegas. So that is a lock. Moving on to Logan Paul versus The Miz. Who you got?
Miz.
Man, this is tough, bro. I don't like Logan Paul, man, but I can see that Punk, you know what, winning. So, but I'm gonna go with The Miz right now, unofficially. I'm gonna go with The Miz. But Logan Paul is a huge favorite, you guys. I'm talking minus 2,000 favorite.
Oh my goodness!
Like all the money on Logan. It take $2,000 to get a honey.
There's fixing to be a lot of broke people.
Come on. If Miz win, yeah, it's gonna be a whole lot of it. Hey, I wouldn't even bet on that match. If y'all want,
why would you waste that? Oh goodness!
Don't $20 gets you $1. Don't
that
do
just
it.
Doesn't affect you guys, but all right, moving on.
Leave
to
that match alone.
Seth and Riddle.
Seth versus Riddle, assuming it happens. You done heard it, but we're gonna say it again. Who you got?
I chose for Seth though, but you chose.
She rolling with Rollins, and I'm riding with Riddle.
I'm rolling with Rollins.
And you know, there it is. So we're gonna keep going. Bobby versus Theory. Who you got?
I got Theory.
Ooh!
Theory gonna be that young age champ. I'm telling you. You guys, he has so much potential.
She said he gonna be the youngest 2-time U.S. champion ever. And I gotta ride with Bobby. I don't see Theory beating Bobby clean. And I don't see him beating him by crook. So alright, let's keep it put in Vegas. Has Bobby going over. Now we got Usos. The Usos versus the Street Profits. Who you got?
We are the ones.
Ooh,
what?
We the ones. Guess who Vegas say gonna win? We the ones. Guess what that is? A lot. Let's move on to Little Time Liv versus the world's saddest woman, Ronda Rousey. Who you got?
Not by choice, but I chose Ronda.
Hey, I'm going Ronda too. I hope she break Liv on.
I hope she does something.
But Little Time Liv is a slight Vegas favorite in Vegas.
Okay.
Moving on to Becky Lynch, Big Time Becky No Belts versus Bianca Belair. Who you got?
I'm with the Big Time Bucks.
Ooh, big time for the big time. Going with Becky. I'm gonna be honest, you guys.
I like Becky Lynch.
I'm not picking. I haven't picked because this is.
I love Bianca too, though. I wish both ladies a really great match that night.
It is. I mean, it will be. You know, looking at the card, I mean, that's probably gonna be the match of the night.
It's interesting.
Without a Seth Riddle, and Theory a bad boy, so anything Theory do is hard. But without Seth versus Riddle, Pat Mack Happy, no. Logan Miz, no. Mysterio's Judgment Day, no. Bobby Theory, like I said, Theory cold, but I think if it ain't Becky Bianca, it's gonna be Uso Street Profits.
Possibly.
Anyway, next, Roman Brock. Before we get to that match, do you think Theory will cash in? Are we gonna see a Theory cash in?
I think so.
Hey, I do too.
But I don't think it's gonna be when people think either.
When you think?
I don't know.
See, this is my thing. I think Theory's gonna have a bad night. He's gonna get his butt whooped by Bobby, and then he's gonna cash in out of desperation. He's gonna try to run in there and get some, and guess what? Roman and Brock gonna give him all he want. I see him being like that little fly they keep beating up and getting thrown out the ring.
Yeah.
All right, but outside of that, who do you think wins the match? Roman versus Brock for the WWE Universal Undisputed Championship of the world.
My tribal chief.
Our tribal chief. Acknowledge him, Roman Reigns. How else can you have it? You know Vegas agrees. We ain't got to ask that. We don't need the paper for that. Vegas agrees with you. But there go our little, those are our, I guess you say, unofficial picks. You can tune in whenever Matt posts our review show. I think it's coming out on Friday. So you can check that out then. You can hear the official picks from Mr. Casual Wrestling Fan. We love doing the shows. They air once a month at PLE. And I think the next time you're going to hear us is going to be Clash at the Castle, which I think is in September, right?
Yes.
So it's going to be a nice little hiatus that you won't hear from us. So until then, you write in to Matt, you email Matt, you give him a piece of your mind. I want y'all to write in and make him say Gunther. Tell him say it right. It ain't Gunther, it's Gunther. You got smack every time you say it too, by the way.
Yeah, I can see that.
But anyway, well, you got anything you want to tell the people before we sign off?
Have a good SummerSlam night.
Hey, get ready for SummerSlam, you guys. I ain't got to go down the line. You know who you got. I normally do it. I ain't going to do it tonight. So all we're going to do is leave you with you the twos and we the ones.
Thanks for listening to the WWE Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show, or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE Podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.